Welcome back to Paul's Tech News and welcome to December, the final month of 2024. We're in the end game now with free time rapidly dwindling and much still to be done, so let's proceed with a rapid summary of the past week's most pressing tech stories. Intel is not dead yet, and they're determined to end the year on a good note with the Battlemage GPU launch and by getting their cash money from Uncle Sam as promised. The mythical 4090 Ti has at last been found, and it is pretty weird. And the handheld gaming PC arms race is heating up, with some models going for as much as an RTX 4090 used to cost. Thanks for taking a break from your frenzied Black Friday/Cyber Monday weekend shopping sprees though, so you can catch up on the tech news.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by Lexar's NM790 NVMe SSDs, providing lightning-fast storage for the latest generation of gaming and workstation PCs. Featuring a high-bandwidth PCIe Gen 4x4 interface, broad compatibility thanks to the M.2 2280 form factor, and capacities up to 4 terabytes with sequential read speeds up to 7,400 megabytes per second, the NM790 makes no compromises and is conveniently available with or without an integrated heatsink. It's also a perfect pairing for Lexar's stable, reliable, and efficient Thor OC DDR5 memory kits too, so click the sponsor link in the description for more. Before we begin, a few quick reminders. I will be hosting the Awesome Hardware Charity livestream along with my friend Kyle, aka Bitwit, on Saturday, December 14th to raise money for Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, so if you'd like to join us, I think we're going to start pretty early, like 8 a.m. or so Pacific time. I will be posting a build video later this week to support that event. The build will be up for giveaway, and I don't want to give too much away, but it'll pretty much be the fastest gaming PC possible outside of overclocking and stuff. Also, there's an end of the year sale going on at my store, paulshardware.net. Check it out, and I have an ongoing list of Black Friday/Cyber Monday deals, a Google Docs spreadsheet that I will link in the description if you're still looking for good PC hardware deals while they last. But okay, on with the tech news, starting with Intel, who will apparently be launching 1 or 2 Battlemage GPUs in a couple weeks, on December 12th, so the rumor goes, with an official announcement happening in just a couple days on Tuesday the 3rd. These will be the first, second generation ARC cards, codenamed Battlemage, with the ARC B580 seeming most likely, but Video Cards also lists a B570 as a possibility as well. Reviews will go up for Intel limited edition reference cards on the 12th, with board partner versions of the cards delayed by 1 day until the 13th. The B580 has already been spotted in shipping manifests and a handful of other leaks, with retail listings popping up most recently, indicating a $250 to $260 price, and AZZA letting slip images of several of their versions, including the Steel Legend. These also seem to confirm rumored specs for the B580, such as 20 XE2 cores, a 2.8 GHz clock speed, and 12 GB of GDDR6 memory. The B570 specs are a little bit murkier still. $250 is a decent bump up in price though, compared to the last gen A580's starting price of $180, which hopefully indicates that there will be a decent performance increase, or Intel might just be cosplaying as Nvidia. Hopefully someone points the B580 out to Nvidia though, particularly the 12 gigs of 192-bit VRAM at presumably a $250 or less price point, because 8 gigs just ain't gonna cut it in 2025, Jensen. Stop cheaping out on the VRAM. Intel is almost definitely considering Nvidia though when it comes to the timing of this launch. Many expected a CES 2025 debut for Battlemage, but with all the noise the RTX 50 series announcements will likely allegedly be making, it would probably be tough to get much airtime for the B580. Still, I'd like to stay unreasonably optimistic about the B580. Heck, the B570 too even. Heck, Arc Celestial and Arc Druid for that matter, since they're apparently still under development. But a solid performing new GPU in the $200 to $300 range would be truly disruptive and a boon to budget PC gamers, and Intel's progress on the software and support side that they've made with Arc Alchemist should carry over to Battlemage GPUs, so hopefully this leaked Geekbench result of a supposed B580 scoring 78,743, which is about 10K less than a typical A580, isn't accurate. Nah, it's probably just an early sample, or probably wasn't running a proper driver. It's an OpenCL test, actually, that's legit. That really isn't relevant for gaming, right? I mean, imagine trying to sell a new product for more money that's actually slower than the last generation product. Wait, Intel Graphics isn't cosplaying as Nvidia, they're cosplaying as Intel's CPU team. In honor of this glorious holiday weekend, I now bring you tech briefs, which have been modified from their original version. They have been formatted to fit this screen. We, the PC gamers of the world, were robbed of the RTX 4090 Ti by Nvidia and AI and boatloads of money, but a 4090 Ti did once exist, and a Redditor known as this_explanation_514 seems to have found a prototype in the tech junk bin at their work. It's beat up pretty bad, but additional photos show the quite unique PCB orientation, angled 90 degrees from the PCI Express slot connector. It seems to match photos of a similar RTX 4090 Ti prototype leaked earlier this year, and the saga continued on Friday, as further Reddit updates saw the user obtaining a 12VH power connector, and then apparently running the card, which just showed up in GPU-Z as an RTX 4090. The mystery deepens. AMD, meanwhile, and handheld gaming OEMs seem to be hoping that your pockets will deepen in the new year, because the sticker price for the first Strix Point handhelds based on Ryzen AI 300 CPUs is pretty damn high. $1,700 for the top model from 1X which is called the F1, which is apparently up for pre-sale, but also shipping now? Anyway, there are 6 models for this device based on 2 CPUs. The AI9 365 and the flagship AI9 HX370 with 1 to 4 terabytes of storage and 32 or 64 gigabytes of LPDDR5X memory. The 365 versions are $1,100 and $1,200, and the HX370s range from $1,340 to $1,700, aka what a 4090 used to cost. It's odd that these seem to be actually shipping, as there aren't any independent reviews right now, and many expected the official debut for the Ryzen Z2 series to take place at CES 2025. But it's still a tough sell over an ROG Ally X, which is going for $700 for Black Friday, or a Steam Deck for that matter. But that's not the only gaming handheld debuting earlier than expected. The MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, which is neither the 8th version of the Claw, nor will it likely have much to do with AI at all, was just listed on Amazon like a normal product for sale, revealing specs and images and a $900 MSRP for the first Intel Lunar Lake-based device in this category, which can run either a Core Ultra 7 258V or 256V CPU and have 16 or 32 gigs of LPDDR5X memory. It's called the Claw 8 due to its 8-inch 120Hz screen. And yes, there's a Claw 7 AI Plus with a 7-inch screen too. That one should actually be available like today, and the Claw 8 goes up for sale on Christmas, December 25th, for those looking for a really last-minute gift, I suppose. Intel isn't just launching new GPUs and handhelds in December, they're also getting paid by the government via the CHIPS Act, under which they were promised $8.5 billion originally. Since they're the biggest recipient of funding under the Act, there was perhaps extra scrutiny, and ultimately the amount was reduced by about $640 million to $7.86 billion. At the same time, they're getting another $3.5 billion military contract, which is part of the reason the funding was reduced. Still, Intel must follow some rules now, like they can't sell off their foundry business, and they need to invest $35 billion in R&D in the US from 2024 to 2028. There are also milestones that Intel must meet as the funding is doled out, but ultimately this was likely a huge relief to Pat Gelsinger and Team Blue, and the market responded with a little bump to their stock prices this week as well. Intel stock is up. Haven't said that much this year. High-end desktop enthusiasts will be happy to hear about another Threadripper 9000 leak, this time via a shipping manifest spotted by Olrak29_ on Twitter. In the same vein as a similar leak back in August, this document contains multiple references to Threadripper, apparently the flagship 9980X, which is expected to be a 96-core beast with a 350-watt TDP. There's also a 16-core chip referenced, also with a 350-watt TDP, which is quite bonkers, but might just be, for headroom overclocking. That's probably a Threadripper Pro chip though. But the timing on this makes it look like another product lineup that will be featured at CES. So if Q1 2025 wasn't already packed enough with product launches to bust a seam, well, Threadripper probably isn't going to help. Let's round things out today with a pointy case, the Diamond from AZZA. AZZA? Is it AZZA or AZZA? But the Diamond was named for its shape, which does seem very diamond-ish to me. Should play well with Minecraft fans. But hold on a second, this case was already shown off at Computex over the summer. Why are more news articles being written on it now? AZZA sent out a press release, no doubt, which you would think means it's up for sale now or something, but I scoured the internet looking for a price for at least 3 minutes to no avail. But then I looked closer, studying the shape, the form, the perfect symmetry of this case, and I realized it's a pyramid, just upside down, which could only mean one thing: Illuminati. That or they just flipped the design for their existing pyramid case so they could reuse some tooling and stuff, but probably Illuminati. But there you have it, guys, tech news for the week, and if you liked it, click that like button or leave me a comment down below. While you're down there, all of the articles I talked about today are linked in this video's description if you're interested, and you can check out my store at paulshardware.net for high quality merchandise. Sale is going on right now for t-shirts, hoodies, beer sets, new mouse mats, and more. Subscribing to my channel is always a good call too. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next week.